Tomorrow, we have the CPI data report, which is inflation on the consumer side of things. And this is everything that you need to know. These are two websites that talk about the expectation and where the report actually gets released. I will be live streaming tomorrow's CPI data report. And if you want to tune on in, all you literally have to do is subscribe to my channel and get this video to over 1,000 likes. That's it. I'll make sure that I take care of the rest. So what time does the CPI data report get released? It gets released 1 hour before the market opens. The market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, which means it comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. What is the market's expectation for tomorrow, July 11th, CPI data report? Currently, we sit at a 3.3% rate of inflation. They expect it to go from 3.3% down to 3.1%. It's not rocket science, right? So from 3.3, if we're expecting 3.1 and we come in at 3.1, the market will most likely like it, right? So it could react in a positive way and or be, stagnant. If the inflation report comes in worse than what is expected, meaning higher than what is expected, if we come in at 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, then get ready for the market to drop. It's not rocket science. Again, our job's not to predict the future. Our job is to prepare. This is what the market's expectation is. And it's done a pretty good job coming in either as expected or a little bit lower than expected based off of recent inflation reports. And you can feel free to do your own due diligence based on that. Now, where does this report actually get released? This report gets released on a free website that's government-based. It's bls.gov/CPI. This is where the report actually gets released. And if you tune on into my live session tomorrow, where we will watch the CPI data report getting released together, this is where you will see that it actually gets released and we can break it down. You click on PDF, which again, it's going to break down the overall CPI data report. It might be a little bit challenging for you to read if you're not too familiar with the layout of this thing, but it's super, super simple. So right now it says May 2024 because that's the overall CPI data report that was released last month. It was tracking the month of May. So we're in the month of July. So the report that's actually going to be released tomorrow is for the month of June. So please understand that the month has to complete itself for it to be released on the following month. And as you guys can see, that the overall CPI is shared right here. So it says over the last 12 months, there were, with all items in the index, it came in at 3.3%. And then it talks about core CPI. Core CPI is all items less food and energy. And then we could find that right on over here. So let me go ahead and double check. Give me one quick second. I do apologize. So here we go. Fall 2%. The index less food and energy rose by 0.2%. So here it goes. So this is the overall core CPI. So core CPI is pretty much all items less food and energy. That's just the way that they actually track it. This is the previous 12 months. So for the month of June, we're going to be adding the new month of June into the formula and removing the old month of June. So the reason that we actually saw a pretty significant drop in the month of, or in last month, in the month of June that reported the month of May, was because in May there was no change and we took away a 0.1% increase. So again, seeing a nice little drop there. So our current rate of inflation, like we were talking about, all items currently sits at 3.3%, where our overall CPI or core CPI comes in at 3.4%. So we should be able to see that right on over here. So a smaller increase, 3.4% for the last 12 months. All items less food and energy rose to 3.4%. So this is where we have the core CPI. So core CPI is currently at 3.4%. Overall CPI is at 3.3%. We would be expecting both of them to probably drop because, again, we're taking away the old month of June and adding the new month of June. That's how the formula is calculated. There's an exact formula to it, but again, that's the simple way in understanding it. So during tomorrow's CPI data report, we're going to see a new month of June added here, and that's going to be a line item. And then these are all the line items that will be tracking if inflation is going up or down. And trust me, you don't have to worry about this, about reading it or understanding it. If you tune on into my live session tomorrow, we can break it down all together. I just wanted to make sure that if you wanted to, that you had access to these websites for free so you were aware. So again, bls.gov is the site that it actually gets released on. This is investing.com, where you can see the overall market's expectation. And then when it comes down to the report actually being released, it's going to be 1 hour before the market opens. I'm really excited to see how the market ends up performing. It doesn't matter if it if you've never tuned on into any of those live sessions before, it's a really fun time to watch the market react, and we'll either see a quick gap up or a quick gap down. And it's really interesting because, again, you see the market instantly factoring in higher or lower than expected inflation based on the consumer side of things. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to send me a direct message. If not, I'll see you in tomorrow's CPI data report. And again, subscribe to the channel and get this video to over 1,000 likes. The only last thing that I want to make sure that I remind you guys is, for a limited time, that's if you guys want to, we're offering 5 t-shirts for $50. 5 t-shirts, $50. All you have to do is select your size. It's a mystery box. You get 1 of our 20 designs, or you get 5 of our 20 designs that get randomly selected and get included in your mystery box. You just select your size. 5 random t-shirts are going to be thrown in your mystery box, and then you'll receive it. $50. 5 T's. That's at shoptechbuds.com. And this sale is going to end on June 12th. So please make sure that you're aware of that. And that's going to be the 4th link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.